Sarvo Upanishad Gavo Dogda Gopala Nandana Parthavatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdam Gitamritam Maha. All the Upanishads are likened to a cow. The cowherd boy is Krishna. The calf is Arjuna. People of purified intellects are the drinkers of the milk. And the milk is the supreme nectar called the Bhagavad Gita. Chapter 7, verse 7. We've subtitled this The Interpenetrating Reality. And that's what these verses are going to be speaking about. After speaking about in the 6th verse that know me to be the source of all these things, and I am the originator and the dissolver of all this universe. We had spoken about the Lord speaking about himself as having two natures, the eightfold nature that comprises everything external and internal, and the consciousness that holds everything together. So here he continues this line of the Lord being the source of everything. O Dhananjaya, that's Arjuna, there is nothing else whatsoever different from myself. All this is strung on me like pearls on a string. That's a beautiful illustration. So here it is, there is nothing else whatsoever different from me. There is nothing else than the Lord himself. And everything else, what we see, what we hear, is tied together through the consciousness, as it were, like the thread that runs through the string of pearls. Mattha parataram nanyad kinchidasti dhananjaya Mai sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva. So this is what? Sutre manigana iva. Sutra is thread. Mani is the pearls. Like the thread that runs through the string of pearls that holds the pearls together. So the Lord says, all forms, sentient, insentient, everything, we call it insentient, but this also is one of the natures of God, the eightfold Prakriti, the nature of God. Sorry. So he says, there is nothing else whatsoever apart from me. You know, we always have in our minds that the Lord is here somewhere, sitting somewhere else. And this has been called what is known as dualism. I am here, the Lord is somewhere sitting outside or sitting inside, and we have something called nature that connects both together. And in this chapter, as we have seen, the Lord is speaking about He Himself has become nature as well as the souls. It is not that the Lord has got many forms, because the one Lord, when he transforms himself into the many happens through what is called Maya. There is one. That one appears as many. The universe and all its sentient and insentient things, as well as the souls that inhabit these forms. So here the Lord is very clear. Mattha parataram nanyat. Apart from me, there is nothing else. Period. But what? Yes. This is one of the highest realizations that is attained by those who, even after Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Swami Vivekananda, when he was asked by Sri Ramakrishna, what do you like of the spiritual attainments? Oh, I would like to be immersed in Samadhi, and now and then descend from Samadhi, have something to eat, and go back into Samadhi. And Sri Ramakrishna scolded him. I thought you were vast, you were like a great banyan tree, and you're thinking like a small, you can say, person. What is higher than this Samadhi which the scriptures speak about? That's a final attainment. Sri Ramakrishna says, I will show you there is a stage even higher than that Samadhi. And what is that? This, to see that same Brahman in all beings. Samam Brahma, they say. Tasmat Brahmanite sthita. Those who are established in Brahman see everything as Brahman, while they are in the waking, in the dream, in the deep sleep, and in every state, they see that same reality. So here it is, he's saying that God is the revealer as well as the revealed. It is that consciousness interpenetrating everything through and through. It is knowledge, it is the knowable, it is the knower. It is the experiencer, it is the experience and the object of experience. It is the real agent. This reality interpenetrates everything. And that's the reason why when we look at this world through a kind of a materialistic outlook, we see everything as gross and stupid, transformative, all these things. But when you see the same thing through a spiritual eyes, you see everything as that reality which is interpenetrating everything. Now, in the Vedanta, one aspect of reality is called a Sutratma. The self that is like a thread, the thread self, or you can say. Thread, why? Obviously, it means that the thread that ties everything together. Okay, that is Sutratma. And there's a long passage in the Upanishads also speaking about this great self, which the other name is Hiranyagarbha. The Hiranyagarbha is the totality of all subtle bodies in this universe. And this subtle body is likened to an interpenetrating thread that ties everything together. In the waking state, that same Hiranyagarbha is appears as Virat, this universe. In the subtle world, the subtle spiritual world, that is called Hiranyagarbha. So that Hiranyagarbha, called a Sutratma, that which ties everything together, that is the reality. And who experiences that? The aspect, the individualized aspect of that Sutratma, the Hiranyagarbha, is Taijasa. So that being that is identified with one's subtle body. Because it is a subtle that holds the gross together. It is a mind that holds the body together. And so we have this huge, you can say, reality here, now, this moment. That's the reason why they say that Vedanta dethrones the God of the universe and brings that God down and shows us where exactly that God really resides. In the hearts of all creatures and in all creatures. And He is the ultimate reality. So this reality, what's the nature of that? Consciousness, as it was spoken about, and supreme bliss. When you know you are part, or you are an embedded part of the whole, you cannot separate yourself from the entirety. So the Lord is the entirety that ties everything together. Everything is embedded in the reality. And this is what this verse speaks about. So as existence, as knowledge, as that universal consciousness, that is the thread that runs through all these objects, likened to a pearl. And the thread that ties them together is the Lord. Now, beginning from the next verse, from the 8th to the 11th, we have something called a higher forms of meditations. Once the Lord has declared that this is what I am. And this is a kind of a revolution that goes through a person's mind. The person really understands what the reality is. So long we've been thinking of the reality as a separate from us, or distant from us, or you can say identical with us. Now we are seeing that the reality is identical with us, one with us. It is the nearest of the near. And this, if it really sinks in, it revolutionizes the person's, you can say, concepts of reality. For us right now, the body is the reality. And then there's a whole switch. There's a kind of a flipping of consciousness. And suddenly you find, oh my God. You know, in the old days, Copernicus, he said, oh no, you see, the sun is actually the center of the solar system, not the earth. And what happened? Things were as it were, but there was a kind of a revolution in people's mind. Now it was a correct perspective. So long they were living and working with a wrong perspective. The moment you put everything together inside, oh, this is what it is. So you bring in the sun in the center of the solar system and take the planets out including the earth, out. So bring the Lord inside and take yourself outside, and you see that like the same sun that sustains all life in the universe is that same Lord who sustains all beings in this universe. So once you get this concept of reality inside us, then it has to become matured, It has to be kind of cultured gradually, slowly. And these subsequent verses are meditations on that concept. How do you now think of God? Does he have 2 hands, 4 hands, 8 hands, 20 hands? Well, here this is the correct conception, or higher conception rather I would say, of the Lord. The Lord says, O son of Kunti, that's Arjuna, I am that sweet taste found in water. I am the effulgence of the moon and the sun. I am that letter Om found in all the Vedas. I am the sound which pervades space. And I am that essence of the human beings. These are now the meditation. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi sashisurayo pranava sarva vedeshu shabda khe paurusham rishu. So here it is. Now the Lord will start. Yeah, you need to drink water. Yeah, can. But remember, that sweet taste, that taste, the very essence of water is that. The Lord himself. But I'm drinking the Lord? Yeah. This is one form of meditation. Don't get frightened. It is, as it were, the subtle aspect of everything. The Lord is the effulgence in everything. And, one of the commentators says, this is thought as objects for meditation. You don't need to comment on this. So there's no need also to comment on this. We just close our eyes and think of the Lord in this way. So what I'll do is, I'll read the meditations that the Lord has given. I am also the fragrant smell in the earth. I am the light in fire, and the life in all beings. I am the austerity of the ascetics. O Partha, know me to be the eternal seed of all beings. I am the wisdom of the wise. I am the energy of the energetic. Of the strong, I am strength, but which is totally devoid of desire and attachment. Among creatures, I am desire that is not contrary to righteousness, O Arjuna. Now this is, the Lord is laying down these teachings that will help us fix our minds on the reality, on the Lord himself. So when you are doing anything, saying, when you're displaying intelligence, think that the Lord is that the intelligence of the intelligence. When you are praying, that Lord is the essence of that prayer. When you are doing anything, when you are living, that life there in you, the Lord is the essence of that life within you. The Lord is the seed of all things in this universe. It's like from the one seed, all this whole universe has emerged. Like from this one seed, a whole tree with different parts of branches and twigs and leaves, etc., emerge. So this whole universe has emerged from this. The Lord is the austerity of all ascetics, of all austerities. This is the Lord. This is the Lord? Yes, this is the reality. What it does is it makes the reality tangible. It makes religion now practical. But what about me? What about all this that I thought and worked and lived, and what about me? What about you? You know, Sri Ramakrishna, in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, he says, you see, everything is the Lord's will. So one of the devotees said, yeah, it may be His will, but it is death to us. So Sri Ramakrishna looks at him and sharply says, but who are you? We have this quibble going on. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Sometimes I feel this kind of a ridiculous statement. Who am I? Who am I? Don't you know? The Lord has already spoken about it. That you are embedded in that reality. And you cannot be anything other than this. But then, it's always like that. It reminds me of a small kind of story that we have heard it. A sadhu, a holy man, they travel from place to place, and he goes to a village, and there's a village fair, and he goes around and delighted looking around at all things, and he sees a long queue of people standing, paying to get inside a small kind of tent. The sadhu peeps in the tent and he sees a person imitating the various sounds of a hog, of a pig. And he was surprised. So what he does is, he goes down to the village, brings a real hog, and now stations himself along with the hog near the tent. He's saying, you don't need to pay to hear a person imitating a hog. You can have the real thing. And he was pinching the hog, and the hog is squeaking and squealing. Other people come, oh, there's nothing. That is more interesting. So people are paying to go and see something that's an imitation, that's not real. So this is a kind of a lesson for all of us. People don't want the real. They want imitations. They want the false. They want the fake. Once you understand what is real and what is unreal, you will go there to the real. So, what about me? The Lord is now in everything. Yes. But isn't it frightening? Why should it be frightening? So long you thought God was sitting down with a big rod and trying to spank you and thrash you if you did something. Oh, all those things were just kindergarten, you can say, teachings for people, to get them into the real, the graduate courses of this. But isn't that person, that God or whatever, constantly looking at? Yes, constantly attentive, constantly here, but that constant presence is a presence of love. It's a presence of bliss. It's a presence of consciousness. There is no authoritarianism here. There is no chastisement. There is no chastising father or mother or anything. But what about me? Again you come, what about me? There you go. This is the reality. So when he says, Raso hamapsu kaunteya prabhasmi sashisurayo pranavas sarva vedeshu shabda ke paurushamshu. So when you say, the Om is the most sacred word of the Vedas. The whole Vedas has emerged from this Om. Not only the Vedas, the whole universe has emerged from this Om. But we don't see any kind of hear any kind of sound in space. Yes, there is. We are talking about a very subtle sound that is transmitted. And besides, we have the cosmic background radiation. That's a remnant of that Big Bang, boom. And that is still there. A little of it. A relic of that Big Bang is still in the universe and can be heard. So space has sound. And then, you know what the essence of us, of people, is called Paurusham Nishu. We feel ourselves as the body, and we know what the body is made of. But yet there is a kind of transcendent quality in every being. Did you notice that? If that transcendent quality was absent, you would just be another kind of a piece of meat. Everybody feels that, no, we are not any piece of meat. Okay. We have something more. That is the very essence, that thing that transcends the ordinary idea of a human body and humanity and just all bodies. So he's saying Paurusham Nishu. In all beings, the manhood in people, in mankind. And in the old days, we had the sun and the moon and the stars, and they were the sources of effulgence, light. When you look out at the universe, what does the universe appear? It's a kind of a flat space. Obviously, people knew that it was round there because they understood by studying the eclipses that something has to be kind of round. We are standing on something, on a kind of a globe. But when ordinarily you stand out in the field, what do you see? A flat space with the sun and the moon, like there's a dome, which is the sky, and the sky is lit up by the sun and the moon and the stars. That's that effulgence there, which is always a kind of a permanent fixture in that dome of the sky. So the Lord says, yeah, that permanent fixture, I am that effulgence in that permanent fixture that you see, that you experience every day. And when he says, I am that sweet taste in water, you know what? Every element, water, if kept in a place and where you can transmit good thoughts, that water is found to have those crystalline structures, which is beautiful. There were a lot of these experiments done some years ago by a Japanese kind of scientist. So if you think of bad thoughts and you can transmit it into water, that water appears kind of fragmented and broken. If you can transmit love and kindness and compassion, that water changes. The structure, amazing. So there is a mystical quality in water. Don't think this water is just water. Yeah, it is. It is precious, of course. There's a mystical element in fire. Keep on watching a fire for a long time. See how there's a mystic that you can get. So similarly, there's a mystic in earth. You think the earth does not have memory? It has. Oh yeah. As if like it has a kind of a mind of its own. It's a living thing. So earth, water, fire, air, and space, all these things, all these elements have that dimension within them that transcends the ordinary idea of earth, water, fire, space, etc. This is what the Lord is. And that's why he says, Punyo gandha prativyam cha tejas chasmi vibhavaso. I am also the fragrant smell in the earth. I am the light in fire. And the life in all being. Jivanam sarva bhuteshu. Tapaschasmi tapasvisu. And I am that austerity in all ascetics. Okay, we'll go down to the commentator has made a really remarkable say. So yeah, we have that, especially when it rains. And this morning we had a slight drizzle, and we had that earth gave up that fragrance, Yeah, but then the scientists will come and say, yeah, that it's all those kind of the bacteria that kind of they kind of breathe out or whatever. And the earth is nothing but bacteria. The earth is bacteria. It's living, actually. We call it the earth, but it's full of bacteria. You take a pinch full of earth, that is billions of bacteria. So it's a kind of living thing. So we should not think that earth is earth, a cloud of earth. It's all living. But the commentator says that the malodor that comes from earth is due to people of sinful tendencies. Now this, it can take a whole class explaining it. But I'll give it. Like Sri Ramakrishna, he goes to Girish Ghosh's house, and then he sees a newspaper lying down on the place where you're supposed to sit. He said, take it away. Take it. And then he sprinkled Ganga water. Then it's purified. He also says about some person, those who are extremely kind of, low-minded, saying wherever they go, they pollute the earth 7 feet deep. You see, people who are pious, they give off a different kind of aura. People who are kind of, they are low and they are murderous and they are kind of, corrupt and cheat, you'll find they give off a different kind of aura. So much for... So the pure essence of the earth, that fragrant smell, is the Lord himself. And I am the light in fire, obviously now. There, that fire, that transcendent quality, that mystical quality in fire, that is the Lord. And the life in all beings. So we are living. That's my life. I'll do whatever I want to. Yeah, your life, okay. You can live your life. And we get caught up in that my, me and my. So the moment you say, this life which is in me is nothing but the Lord, then everything changes for you in life. Tapascha asmi tapasvisu, I am the austerity. See, the whole of Indian science of spirituality, not only science, religion, art, music, dance, drama, everything depended on tapasya, austerity. You have to sacrifice many things to attain a particular thing. And when you have to do that, all your energies are concentrated. That concentrated energies is called austerities. It's austere. It's not the English meaning of the word austere. Oh, it's very austere. Instead of having 2 pieces of cake, guys had only 1 piece of cake, so very austere. It's not like that. It is the concentration of a power within you to acquire anything in any discipline in the world. You have to become concentrated and you have to sacrifice many things. That sacrificing and that concentration is called austerity. That is, as it were, the fire there within you. So that is what is called austerity amongst all the ascetics. Know me to be the eternal seed of all beings. There, yeah. There is that one seed in all beings. All human beings and all creatures and everything, even the plants and animals and birds and everything, they have come actually out from one seed. But that tree doesn't look like me. I don't look like that tree. Sorry, but it has that same DNA that you have. Really? Yeah. I don't look like that chicken. Yeah. But that chicken also has got the same DNA. Yeah. So big deal. So everything has sprung from one seed and has proliferated over and over and over. So the Lord says, I am that seed, not only of our living beings, of the universe. I am the wisdom of the wise, buddhir buddhimatam. Buddhimatam is one who has intelligence. I am that buddhi, I am that intelligence. So whenever you see intelligence being displayed, that intelligence is the Lord. Tejas tejasvinamyaham. So I am the tejas, I am that kind of vigor, I am that fire in those who are kind of resolute, those who are kind of dedicated to a particular task, who have that kind of commitment to work out things. I am that resolution of the resolute, or the energy or the vigor in the vigorous. Of the strong, I am strength. This is perfect. Balam balavatam chaham. This, I am the strength. You know, many times we show our strength, but that strength might be it's mainly due to desire and attachment. So when you have strength, just pure strength, without the emotions of, I want to have this, I'll desire to have this, and I'll exert my strength to get that. No. The Lord says, I am that strength which is pure, devoid of attachments, devoid of desire. So here he says, I am of the strong, I am strength, which is totally devoid of desire and attachment. Balam balavatam chaham kama raga vivarjitam. Vivarjita is to be away from. Dharma viruddha bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. And I am desire in all beings. Human beings have desires. Yeah, the Lord, I am that desire. But that desire thing, the Lord has made me go and speak lies. No, not that. That you have done that and imputing that blame on someone else. That cannot be. So here the Lord says, Dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi. That it is not antagonistic to dharma. So that desire, and one of the fourfold attainments of human life goals is dharma, artha, money, etc., kama, desire, and moksha, freedom. So all desires which are authentic, which sustains you, is the Lord himself is that. So these categories have been given in a kind of representative form for us to meditate upon. Simple. everything, wherever your mind goes, wherever your heart goes, wherever your thoughts go, wherever your feelings go, wherever your imagination goes, everything can be meditated upon as the Lord. So that's why it's saying, Yatra yatra manoyati tatra tatra samadaya. Wherever the mind goes, there itself it can attain to samadhi. When you see Sri Ramakrishna looking at the black clouds filling the sky and a flock of white cranes flying, goes into samadhi. What happens? There. So seeing aspects of nature gets into samadhi. And all through Sri Ramakrishna's life, you see him getting into a higher state of consciousness when he sees or hears something. The moment even somebody says, Karana. Karana generally means wine. He gets into samadhi. He thinks of the Karana, that cause of the universe. So thoughts, words, anything that he saw also used to throw Sri Ramakrishna into a kind of a samadhi. Because he could see the Lord there, the Lord present in those things. And, even Swami Vivekananda was like that, and even Swami Brahmananda and all direct disciples, they were like that. So one time Swami Shivananda, Mahapurush Maharaj, he was the president. So his disciples used to come every morning to make salutations to him. So he was in some mood, so he used to salute the disciples. And the disciples were saying, oh, what is this? You should not do that to us. We are supposed to salute you. Do you think I am saluting you? I am saluting that Lord which is there inside you, which I see. Swami Vivekananda also, he used to have a kind of argument with Sri Ramakrishna, saying, don't get attached to me, okay? You will become like that Jada Bharata. Jada Bharata was a great sage who thought about a deer, and he died, he became a deer. He was reborn as a deer. So Sri Ramakrishna was kind of agitated. What? He goes to the temple. He asks the Divine Mother Kali. See, this Naren is saying that don't get attached to him. And I'll say, so Divine Mother laughed and said, don't worry. You love him because you see the Lord in him, Narayana in him. And the day you don't see Narayana in him, you will not even see his face. So he came out of the temple beaming, saying, you rascal, you confused me. Saying, Mother says that I love you all because I see the Lord, Narayana himself in you. And the day I don't see that Lord or Narayana within you, I won't even see your face. So there it was. This is what the reality is. Apart from all that you have been told for so long and all that you have been reading for so long. These were all steps that were leading here. It will lead you here. Come away from the kindergarten of religions and start graduating and come out here. This is that reality here. Inside, outside, every aspect is that Lord. And like we had said, that he is like the thread that runs through all the pearls, stringing them, tying them together. The Lord is that reality that ties everything together. He, she, whatever it is, that thread self, the Sutratma. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.
There are a few questions.
Yeah.
So first question, Swami, my level of intellect is very low. how do I proceed? I don't have direct interaction with Guru, only lectures and books.
You have recourse to at least lectures and books. And why do you think that you are of low intelligence? Okay. So you start with holding on to a name and to a form of God that you like. Keep on thinking and meditating and repeating that name. That is the way. Slowly plod on and on and on and on. Then more and more of that light will dawn within you.
The question, when I'm cooking, I'm always thinking how God created all vegetables, fruits, spices, etc. Does He create all these things in the spiritual form first?
No. I said He is that seed that gives birth to everything. Why only vegetables? That Lord is everything. You know, amongst these Native Americans here, there was a practice of giving thanks to whatever the animal or plant or root or whatever is there that was feeding you. A thanksgiving. You know, there's also prayers that there's a kind of a grace you say before meals. So you got to be thankful for everything else that sustains you. Yes, this is a long chain of cause and effect. Life and death are embroiled in that. But there is something that transcends you. To answer your question specifically, most of the vegetables that you have are actually modified. You know, the potato was a kind of a small node on the root. So we have cultured and all these things and genetically modified over the years, centuries, and made potatoes so big. Tomatoes and almost all the fruits and vegetables that you have in the market, they are made by human beings. Oh yeah, we have been tinkering with the best strains, taking them and combining them with disease resistance and size, etc. And we have been successful. We have changed horses and cows and dogs and cats and yeah, we have been busy for the last a few thousand years. Maybe more specifically about 10,000 or 12,000 years. Okay. So we have been, and that is a responsibility that now we are tinkering with genes on a genetic level. We can modify them. We are tailoring medicines, and we are tailoring so many things. All human ingenuity. Be thankful for the Lord for giving you this opportunity to think about the Lord while you're eating. Pray before eating, pray after you finish eating, or pray while you are eating also. Be thankful. Like in our tradition, we have something called Brahma Arpanam Brahma. The ritual is Brahman and the fire is Brahman and all that. That's a beautiful, you can say, way of starting your meal.
Well, the question not so clear, but Swamiji, would you say that the capital R for reality is simultaneously transcendent and radically immanent?
Yes. The reality always has to be transcendent and immanent. The reality with the capital R. Obviously, because you cannot have two realities, one transcendent, one immanent. You are going to create a philosophical conundrum. It will destroy all metaphysics. And this has been the bane of many philosophies that try to separate reality as this lower and this higher. Sorry. Reality has to be one. And that which unifies, at the same time, that which is not limited by what it interpenetrates, yet it is transcendent. So that is that reality R, transcendent, eminent.
2 more questions. Pranam Maharaj, is he also laughter?
Oh yes. He is Swami Vivekananda, he said he is the funniest guy that you ever knew. He's talking about God. He's the funniest guy. So Sri Ramakrishna and Swami, in his subtle body, Sri Ramakrishna was delightful. When in his gross body, in Dakshineshwar, he used to make everybody laugh and laugh and laugh. And Swamiji says, the sign of spirituality is laughter. Don't put a long face. When you put a long face, dark, you are not being spiritual. There's something wrong. Maybe a dyspepsia or something like that. So laughter, yes. And it's the best medicine also. So wonderful. Keep on laughing. He is the laughter. He's playing. The whole thing is a kind of play. It's lokavattu lila kaivalyam. The Lord plays like it is like we play in this world. So similarly, the Lord also plays. So he's having a great fun. Yeah, laughter.
Last question. Would modifying human DNA separate us from God?
No. You won't be separate from God. God is become the DNA and he'll become the separation also. Don't worry about it. Whatever is separated, you will have to separate extract some good DNA from the old DNA. And besides, that's what actually been done. So about 18 to 20,000, you can say, genes only express everything that you are. The rest of this are unexpressed. So we have already differentiated, separated the useless things. Not useless in the sense they were needed by us in a long evolution. They are dormant. So we have in a way separated. So no, you cannot separate yourself from God in any way, either isolating your DNA or no. Okay. Or taking a spaceship and going somewhere else. That also is not possible.
Someone just said, thank you. Looking forward to see you in person, Maharaj.
Oh yes, we have now started in-person classes during the week. So you're welcome to come. The locals, if they come. It will also be live streamed, of course. Sunday talks. We have a kind of a small registration sent out. Please visit our website and register.
It will be tonight on the main page of the website.
Yeah, tonight will be on the main page of the website, and it will be limited to first 30 or 35 people. So we are now opening up. LA is opening up. California is opening up. We all hope. We've put this pandemic behind us. We hope. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.